Friend, let me tell you a story about how I didn't trust my instincts or my gut and how that backfired and why I'll never allow myself to do that again. So the year is 2017. Actually, I think it might have been 2016. No, it was 2017. I was working in the fashion industry as a fashion publicist for a well-known agency. And I was doing well. I was doing a really great job. And it just so happened that the agency wasn't doing as well overall when it came to their finances and the money that was coming in. So they had to do some layoffs. And unfortunately, I was one of the people who was let go. This was really devastating for me, especially as someone who doesn't come from generational wealth, didn't really have much saved, if anything. And I was just scrambling to figure out how I was going to pay rent and get back on my feet. At the same time, I was actually about a year into blogging, sharing online and sharing on social media. At the time, it was still just a hobby for me, but I really, really loved it. I really enjoyed connecting with other women. In the back of my mind, I could see myself doing it full time. I thought about it a lot, but I was really scared to pull the trigger because I was like, I have never had any ambition of being an entrepreneur. I always thought that I was going to just rise the ranks in whatever organization I was a part of and just do it that way. But the thought had crossed my mind a few times. And so when I got laid off, I was like, is this a sign from God telling me that this is the time for me to step off onto my own? Does this mean that I need to go out on a limb, try this entrepreneurial thing, become my own brand? There was a big part of me that was saying, yes, do it, Aisha, do it. Take that leap. I was getting close to it. I had talked to David about it. We were dating at that point and we were not living together yet. And I talked to him about it and told him that I was thinking about pursuing entrepreneurship. And he was like, that's a great idea. I think you're doing really well with the brand that you're building and the goal that you're chasing. So why not? And I started to seriously think about it. And I started to get more comfortable with that idea. And my heart was leading me in that direction. This is one of those moments where God tests you when he's like, you know what? Do you actually want this? Or are you still unsure? Because I want to make sure that if I give it to you, you really want it and you're going to stick it out and you're going to put up the good fight. So he put another opportunity in my lap. I told myself, I was like, I'm not working for anybody again. I'm working for myself. And then I got another opportunity. It was one of my current clients or one of my previous clients, because I'd gotten let go, at the firm. They were actually going to be pulling out from the firm but they loved the work that they were doing with me. So they wanted to take me in-house to oversee all of their public relations. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the thing that I've been working towards. I've been working towards moving up the ranks and becoming the head of PR for a fashion brand. And the opportunity was there. It was a luxury fashion house, private fashion house, international. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is it. This must be what I'm actually supposed to do. Even though my heart was telling me that I needed to make that pivot, I saw this new shiny object here. I saw the title, I saw the increased salary, which still wasn't as much as I should have been getting paid, but it was way more than I was getting paid. I saw those shiny things. And on the other hand, I saw entrepreneurship that did look like a struggle, and it looked like it was going to be a tough new path for me. And I decided to go with the thing that felt familiar, that felt comfortable. It wasn't necessarily in my heart, but I felt as though it was the safe route. And at that moment, I couldn't take a risk. So I took that job and I continued to keep my blogging and social media sharing as a hobby. And girl, let me tell you something. That decision after a few months definitely came and bit me in the ass, because I was very happy to have my own office, to be able to hire someone, and to no longer be underneath anyone in particular except for the designer and then obviously his son who also ran the company. But things started to go downhill. Things started to go left quick. And I realized very soon that I had made the wrong decision. I realized that there were a lot of internal things that I didn't feel comfortable with, and a lot of situations that I was put in I didn't feel happy about or good within my heart about being in. And I knew that this was a dangerous place to be, because I always like to compare making choices to, are you choosing what is scary or dangerous? And a lot of times, the things that seem the most daunting are simply scary, and they give us a little bit of fear, but we can, if we try hard enough, push past them. And then there are other decisions that are actually dangerous, like staying in a job that takes you for granted, or in a position that is going to run you ragged and take a toll on your mental health. That is danger. Scary is stepping into a new industry and not necessarily knowing where that's going to lead you, but trying to find out along the way and still fulfilling something that you know your heart desires. And I had made a dangerous decision. My mental health continued to decline, and I was somebody who was really good at keeping face at work. And there was one day in particular, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I went into the bathroom and I had a bit of a panic attack. And I called David. At this time, we were living together now. And I told him, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And he was like, so quit. And girl, let me tell you something. David said quit. First off, David is the most risk adverse person I have ever met. And he said quit. So I was like, all right, bet. And I put in my resignation not too much later. And after that, I decided to venture off into this world of entrepreneurship and being a full-time creator. I didn't have that many followers. I didn't have any brand deals. I wasn't necessarily clear on where exactly this path would lead me, but there was something in my heart, soul, and mind that was telling me that it was the right place for me to go, and this was the right next step. It's now been 8 years since this decision was made, and I couldn't be happier. I took that as the biggest learning experience ever, because ever since then, I have always trusted my gut. I've gone in a direction that may be scary, but not dangerous. I'm not going to second guess myself anymore. And doing that has brought me to some amazing heights, and it continues to do so. I just wanted to share this story with anyone who is grappling with a decision and trying to see if they should stick to what feels safe, but actually is disguised as something that might be dangerous, versus something that looks scary and uncertain, but may fulfill all of your wildest dreams. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, and believe that no matter what, you are going to come out on top, and that the road may be scary and you may not know what's down it, but just know that you will make it through if you choose the path that is really meant for you.